What is the funniest film of all time? Wrong, it's Woody Allen's Love and Death. Unless you answered Woody Allen's Love and Death. In that case, correct! It's Woody Allen's Love and Death. We all got that one film we find a way to quote daily, and this is mine.
Waiter, a bottle of your best red wine, please, and then 2 straws.
Even though it's only 85 minutes long, I end up quoting it almost as often as The Simpsons.
Don't you know the boys from Brazil are little Hitlers? I saw it in a movie! Whose name I can't remember!
And rather than keep this heavenly Boris Grushenko quoting condition to myself,
For the past weeks, I visited Soretsky in his room.
Why? What's in his room?
I decided to make a video about my favorite lines, which are basically all of them.
I was walking through the woods thinking about Christ. If he was a carpenter, I wondered what he charged for bookshelves.
Love and Death pops in my brain so often I'd show the movie in full if copyrights weren't a thing.
He kissed me.
Any place I should know?
It warmed the cockles of my heart.
That's just great. Nothing like hot cockles.
I find it unavoidable. The very idea of having a patch of land reminds me of Dmitry Petrovich.
He owned a valuable piece of land. True, it was a small piece, but he carried it with him wherever he went.
The word sucker has been taken hostage by this scene.
A hot journey.
A hot journey.
And our throats are parched.
Parched. Our throats are parched.
We seek sukkah. Sukkah.
Sukkah.
Yes, is sukkah here by any chance?
I refuse to look up the real gentilic for someone born in Madrid.
People are so different. The Barcelonians and the Madridniks.
When people speak in cliches, I can't help but think of this exchange.
No news is good news.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Your turn.
And this line too.
Violence leads to violence. He who lives by the sword dies by the sword. Well, I'm out of cliches now.
When a young man is being weird.
You're an interesting young man.
Whenever someone fails completely to do something they should have done, I think of once would have been nice.
I could have made love with you more often, or once even.
Once would have been nice.
And every single time I have to divide something with someone, I'll do this bit.
Sure. All right, I'll take these.
Every time my mother doesn't take my side, this is what I say.
Thanks a lot, Mom. My mother, folks.
Every time you give a woman a large gift, you should say this line.
What? Oh, what?
You know those earrings you always wanted, the long ones?
Thank you.
Whenever someone I respect does something I find disappointing, I immediately think of...
Father, I counted on you.
The film's even got some honestly good insults.
What about the Dybbuk? A joke, your nothingness?
Unironically, I find the following line one of the greatest tough-talking invectives in the history of cinema.
If a man said that to me, I'd break his neck.
And not content with having a truly badass line, Woody twists it into pathetic cowardice.
I am a man.
Well, I mean, a much shorter man.
Few films, including legal dramas, have ever been as obsessed with argumentation as Love and Death.
Well, murder's immoral.
Immorality is subjective.
Yes, but subjectivity is objective.
Not in any rational scheme of perception.
Perception is irrational. It implies imminence.
Arguments can be pedantic.
Murder carries with it a moral imperative that transcends any notion of inherent universal free will.
Ah, that is incredibly jejune.
Are
Funny.
you scared of dying?
Scared is the wrong word. I'm frightened of it.
Circular.
Follows God created the universe, therefore he exists.
And truly well argued.
What, are you suggesting passive resistance?
No, I'm suggesting active fleeing.
I'm not joking or exaggerating when I say that this is one of the best films ever made about philosophy and debate.
Violence is justified in the service of mankind.
Even if the quotes
said
are
that?
made up.
Attila the Hun.
You're quoting a Hun to me?
Thomas Aquinas may have written thousands upon thousands of pages of philosophy, and I hope that ink tastes good, but this one will forever be the quote I remember him by.
You're not going to quote Thomas Aquinas again?
Absolutely, where he said you must never kill a man, particularly if it means taking his life.
Every time someone says something long-winded and eye-rollingly pretentious, I laugh to myself by thinking,
Yeah, I've said that many times.
You know the old Kantian moral argument. You can't do it because what if everybody else did it?
Sonia, I've been thinking about this. It's murder. What if everybody acted like this? It'd be a world full of murderers. You know what that would do to property value?
Well, Woody somehow struck that cliché with the final blow in Love and Death, and nobody ever noticed how this idea is now dead and buried.
I know. And if everybody went to the same restaurant on the same evening and ordered blintzes, there'd be chaos. But they don't.
I am truly surprised that Woody Allen didn't win 2 Nobel Prizes for this line alone. One for literature, of course, for its timeless power of argumentation elevating the possibilities of the human condition, and one for peace, because that line on blintzes is the end of every single discussion to raise that tired "what if everybody did it" point ever again.
I know. And if everybody went to the same restaurant on the same evening and ordered blintzes, there'd be chaos. But they don't.
Yes, the writing isn't only hilarious, it's brilliant.
Sex without love is an empty experience.
Yes, but as empty experiences go, it's one of the best.
Nobody has ever hated doctors more than Tolstoy. And I have no doubt that this joke would have made old Leo proud.
Is it serious?
With proper medical care, it could last another 10 minutes.
Woody also makes fun of lawyers.
Some men don't think about sex at all, you know, they become lawyers. The difference is that all men go eventually, but I go 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I was supposed to go at 5 o'clock, but I have a smart lawyer.
He makes the Ottoman Empire's favorite joke.
Last week he contemplated killing himself by inhaling next to an Armenian.
He even mocks word salad critics and their beloved buzzwords.
Although the part of the doctor was played with gusto and verve, and the girl had a delightful cameo role. A puckish satire of contemporary mores, a droll spoof aimed more at the heart than the head.
Why can't things change? Love and Death is pure education.
To be unhappy, one must love or love to suffer or suffer from too much happiness. I hope you're getting this down.
It teaches you how to flirt.
How'd you like it?
It's all right. I prefer something sexy, but
You look more beautiful standing here than you do in person.
How war works.
The object will be to kill as many Frenchmen as possible. Naturally, they are going to try and kill as many Russians as possible.
that looks completely different when you're in the middle of it than it does to the generals up on the hill.
If we kill more Frenchmen, we win. If they kill more Russians, they win.
The scene about how horrible it would be to lose to the French.
Do you want them to have souffle every meal and croissant?
No. I like to imagine it influence Master and Commander.
You want to see a guillotine in Piccadilly? No! You want to call that raggedy arse Napoleon your king? No! You want your children to sing the Marseillaise? No!
How old do you think is the stereotype of the angry yelling black drill sergeant? Because here it is getting spoofed in 1975.
You're the worst soldier I ever seen!
I'd have thought it was still in development, but no. But then again, the film is ahead of its time.
I want to have 3 children.
One of each.
I've been watching this film every Christmas for at least 15 years.
You haven't wasted your life, I see.
It's not a Christmas movie, but the main theme sounds Christmassy, and that's enough an excuse, if I need one. I even caught how Woody forgot his own characters' names. In the opening narration he says young Gregor is older than old Gregor.
Oddly enough, young Gregor's son was older than old Gregor. Nobody could figure out how that happened.
And that his serf, old Nahamkin, got turned to dust by lightning.
What is it, old Nahamkin? You are not looking well. Are you okay? You feel all right?
Later, Sonia thinks old Nahamkin is alive.
Oh, I'd know those hands anywhere. It's old Nahamkin.
And here's why. Woody confused old Gregor and young Gregor with old Nahamkin.
The world is not logical. If it was logical, how would old Nahamkin be younger than young Nahamkin?
Nahamkin is indeed a much funnier name than Gregor, so it's the one worth repeating.
I knew there was something crazy about that when I was a kid, but every time I said something, they'd smack me, so, you know,
Oh, almost forgot. There's a whole conversation meant to help you remember the titles of Dostoevsky's books.
What a nasty story.
Bobek the Karamazov brothers.
Possessed.
The raw youth.
An idiot.
Assaulted and injured.
Gambler.
Double.
That will have to do for now. Insert down there your favorite Love and Death joke I didn't manage to include. I tried, okay?
From now on, you clean the mess I'll hand the latrine!
Yes, sir. How will I tell the difference?
And which film do you find the most quotable?
Are you alone?
Of course.
I thought I heard voices.
I was praying.
I heard 2 voices.
I do both parts.
Just remember that not liking and subscribing is immoral. And supporting me on Patreon will keep Napoleon from starting wars.
You're a tyrant and a dictator and you start wars.
Why is he reciting my credits?
Thank you for watching.
No, it's a greater honor for me.
No, a greater honor for me.
No, it's a greater honor for me.
No, a greater honor for me.
Well, perhaps you're right. Perhaps it is a greater honor for you.